Yo, what's happening? Alright, so look, we about to be looking at another swordsman. In my opinion, Zoro is still whooping all of these swordsmen's ass. He's the most badass swordsman in anime. So we got Bleach fights.
Bleach had something unique to it. You know, a world that's closer to our own. Teenage characters, a stylish appeal, and themes that are presented in a blatantly darker and more mature way compared to the typical 2000s shonen. And of course, no shortage of exciting fights. So with a new season on its way, let's take a stroll down memory lane and look at what I personally think are the top 10 Bleach fights. I feel that it's only apt to start the list with our protagonist. Ichigo faces his first major test in the fight against Grand Fisher.
Bro, that sword is so fucking big, bro.
Let's keep it simple to start with, shall we? Grand Fisher is Ichigo's first main obstacle, and the fight with this hollow marks the first serious battle in Bleach, giving it a much-desired break from the simple, episodic episodes with lower stakes. With this being early in Bleach, the powers displayed are still very simple, very vanilla compared to what we get accustomed to. Still, I feel that this fight belongs amongst the top fights of Bleach due to how it affects the status quo and how character-driven this fight was. It had a lot of meaning. It was also this fight that gave us a glimpse of Ichigo's potential and which direction he can go in terms of getting stronger and finding his resolve.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna get him on a solid 6 out of 10, bro. It was like nothing too special. He V's me. It is crazy that he be carrying that big hefty ass sword around though.
If you're up for a good brawl in Bleach, how about the battle between Kenpachi and Nnoitra at number 9?
What in the hell is that motherfucker carrying around? The hell was that?
Kenpachi and Nnoitra. It's a match made in heaven. Both battle-hungry representatives of each other's factions. It's a no-brainer to have their paths cross in the Hueco Mundo.
Get the He didn't just get chopped up, bro. What is his skirt made out of, bro?
Arc, and it was a bloodbath, just as everyone expected. Both fighters slashed and struck each other with their best blows, reaching the point of activating each other's released forms. Eye-patchless Kenpachi taking on released Nnoitra was the slugfest of heavyweights to remember. I feel that it belongs somewhere lower on the list, however, because of how anticlimactic the end of the fight feels. Emotionally and with a bit of a backdrop, it's good, but considering that Kenpachi's new power-up is something simple as fighting with 2 hands feels a little bit too tame. Then again, it fits his character perfectly, and when 1000-year Blood War comes, you'll see more craziness that's apt for this captain. A lot of
Hold on, so you telling me a regular human beat a demon? How you lose when you turn into a demon? Come on now, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that one was a solid 6 out of 10 too, bro.
captains have great fights, and Kyoraku has one himself, albeit late in the show. Heck, it reminds me of the previous entry. Kyoraku versus Starrk, just like Kenpachi versus Nnoitra, is a match that's very fitting. Just like the previous one, this one pits a captain against his equivalent. This time, it's the battle of the easygoing but super strong combatants. Starrk is named #1 Espada for a reason, and he just finished a trashing of 2 Vizards. As for Kyoraku, we haven't seen too much of his feats at this point, but know that he's a senior captain who's a lot nearer to Yamamoto tier than people would think. This fight has a more relaxed and casual vibe to it, all things considered. While the two...
Hold on. Bro, why do you have to have superpowers with... Like, bro, stop putting superpowers and swordsmen together, bro.
Or indeed having a serious fight, it does feel more like a dance and a sharing of thoughts, of wills. Starrk's unaggressive nature and Kyoraku's stern yet calm demeanor, including his powers involving literal child's games, actually meshes well together. It's a good fight all in all. But come 1000-year Blood War, you'll know that it's not always all fun and games for Captain Kyoraku. As to what his new abilities are, I'll just leave you guessing for those who haven't gotten hold of spoilers yet.
What the f... Bro, Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. These fights is alright, bro. Maybe it's like more emotions behind them, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, that was a 4 out of 10.
To continue with the captain battles, we proceed with Uryu versus Mayuri. Insufferable genius meets insufferable genius. We're starting to see a pattern here now, aren't we? Uryu's personal biggest highlight in the entire Bleach anime so far would be this battle against the Shinigami captain. It's the long-awaited battle between Shinigami and Quincy, and to add more stakes to what's already been a tense battle, Mayuri's background was revealed, making this thing ultra-personal for Uryu. Facing off his first real challenge ever since entering Soul Society, Uryu finds himself in trouble for a lot of the fight thanks to Mayuri's terrifying powers. However, he does overcome all the debilitating effects of Mayuri's
Oh my, he is moving.
only for the mad scientist to reveal his...
Hold on. What is he shooting from his is those regular arrows? He probably shooting some freaky shit. He probably shooting swords, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that would be crazy though.
Grotesque Bankai. I guess in the end, that makes Uryu's crowning moment even more satisfying. With such insurmountable odds stacked against him, he decides to give it his all before blasting the gigantic baby away in an all-in attack. Despite his strong billing, Uryu never really had a big achievement prior to this fight. After fighting Mayuri though, he sure has one now.
Bro. Whoa. What the Hold on, they losing to a nigga with a bow and arrow. I ain't gonna lie, he's tough though. He is tough. Bro.
Kenpachi.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna get that moment a solid 8 out of 10, bro. I like that, bro. I like that.
Chi versus Tosen certainly deserves a spot on the list. Before he was kicking ass in Hueco Mundo, Zaraki had been a wild card. Our heroes first found an unlikely ally in the Soul Society arc in the form of the menacing Kenpachi Zaraki. As someone who doesn't seem bound to the code of honors the top Shinigami uphold with regards to the impending execution, Zaraki is more than willing to take on his complete opposite Tosen in a fight. It's a clash between methodical and the unrestrained as Tosen takes his...
Hold on, why is he black and white? What?
Sweet time dancing around Kenpachi thanks to his debilitating Bankai. Eventually, Kenpachi's instincts start adapting to the situation, and the fight ends up with him turning the tide in a big way with such a bold move. It takes a real lunatic to think of the strategy of getting yourself stabbed to locate an opponent, but if there's a true madman and someone tough enough to tank it out, it's none other than Kenpachi. To continue.
Hold on. That motherfucker was eating swords to the stomach, the shoulders, everything, bro. Ooh, bro, Kenpachi, I ain't gonna lie, he might be tough, bro. I want to see more from him, though. I ain't gonna lie, that one was a solid, damn, I'm about to say 5, stupid ass nigga. I ain't gonna lie, that one was a solid 6 out of 10.
Continue with the Soul Society arc fights. We have Renji versus Byakuya. Renji and Byakuya have quite the interesting role as captain and lieutenant. Instead of the expected superior subordinate relationship, Renji has always seen his captain as a rival, an object to surpass. And with his desire to save Rukia taking priority, Renji finally found the fire inside to train for Bankai and finally defeat his captain. Byakuya starts off looking down on Renji, mentioning their sheer gap in prowess, but he'd end up being those words as Renji bravely puts on a great show against him. With his Bankai, Renji puts his captain on the ropes numerous times, but as the battle goes on, you'll start to notice something. He's not actually doing visible damage to Byakuya. Byakuya then releases his own Bankai and easily defeats Renji. Still, this is a fight that's all about the emotional stakes and how it encapsulates Renji's character development. What brings this fight up is more of how it showcases the lieutenant's development and his character. But hey, don't tell me that giant bone snake ain't impressive.
A giant bone snake is crazy as fuck, bro.
貴様の牙確かに私に届いていたさ
Up next.
Oh yeah, these got way more emotion in it. I gotta watch this, bro. I don't know what he was talking about, but bro, I gotta watch this, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that one was a solid 6 out of 10, bro.
We have Ichigo versus Aizen.
Yo, how many times am I gonna see a face grab and a nigga slamming somebody into the ground, bro? First it was solo leveling. Well, probably first it was this, because this shit came in 2000. And then it was JJK and the solo leveling. Like, bro, what?
Usually, the final fight pitting the greatest villain of the story against the protagonist is the best one out there, but not in this case. Ichigo versus Aizen has a lot of awesome sprinkled all over it in terms of visual spectacle, but the fight itself isn't much of a fight, to be honest. It's just 90% Ichigo dominating Aizen despite the latter's attempts to fight back. We've got the callback of Ichigo stopping the sword with his hand. We also get him breaking through a full-powered black coffin with his hand too. Just a showcase of insane feats as he forces Aizen to keep evolving before unleashing the final.
My bad, bro. I don't know if y'all seen what I seen.
Good to see Aizen finally lose his cool after spending so many arcs being a step ahead of the heroes. After being so smug and so on top of the situation for so long, he's finally met his match and the tables have finally turned. While the fight itself isn't much to write home about if we exclude the sheer satisfaction of Ichigo doing, well, Aizen stuff against Aizen, its ending does make a fitting conclusion to the arc and it allows Ichigo to understand Aizen on a different level than before. Let's move on to it.
What the fuck did he just turn into? A sea urchin, bro? The hell? I ain't gonna lie, that was, bro, I just want to see more from these moments. This motherfucker not showing shit. 6 out of 10, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that sword was crazy because I swore I seen a symbol that is crazy on it.
Ichigo versus Ulquiorra. What turned out to be Ichigo's toughest challenge up to that point in the story is Ulquiorra. Ulquiorra and Ichigo have clashed numerous times prior to their final meeting in Las Noches, and the Espada had come out on top every single time. And in each victory, Ichigo got destroyed in increasingly severe ways. After all the power-ups and the confidence boost he'd got through the arc, Ichigo still finds himself unable to match up well to the mighty Espada. In fact, this is the fight where Ichigo dies the hardest. Yeah, he had a lot of those before, one to Ulquiorra even, but it's painful to see him get blasted that hard in front of Orihime. It's the arc's darkest hour for sure, and that—
Hold on. The main character dies, bro? Shit better be like Dragon Ball, where he come back to life.
Makes this fight so memorable. What makes this fight even more memorable, however, is the appearance of Ichigo's new hollow form. The new form completely turns the tables and squashes Ulquiorra, even trivializing his ultimate attack. Ichigo had gone completely wild, and it's quite a sight to see. Wonder, astonishment, and fear would be the emotions used to describe this chilling scene that led to the battle's conclusion.
Hey, hold on. What does hollow mean? Like, does that mean whenever he goes into that form, his insides is hollow? Because if that's what they mean, this shit is hard. If he mean.
The number 2 best Bleach
I ain't gonna lie, that moment was a solid 7 out of 10, bro.
fight for me would be Ichigo versus Grimmjow. An epic rivalry deserves nothing but an epic blow-off fight to conclude it.
That black sword is
Grimmjow
tough.
has long served as Ichigo's primary antagonist, a personal rival even. Yeah, sure, there's the thing with rescuing Orihime from Ulquiorra and the number 4 Espada repeatedly stomping our hero, but the connection with Grimmjow felt a lot more personal and natural. He really does remind me of a blue-haired Renji if we're talking about character archetypes, but this was at a point where the overall power scale had increased so much, resulting in a much more spectacular fight, visually speaking, that is. People have criticized this arc for mirroring Soul Society while changing the actors, and while I wouldn't completely disagree with that, the payoffs for some parts of this arc ended up being a lot better, and this fight is just one of them. The fight just carried—
Yo, what do these motherfuckers be made out of, bro? Like,
it's so much hot-blooded intensity, and it finished Grimmjow's character arc while giving it a contrast to Ichigo and the source of his unrelenting will. We also got the super badass moment of Ichigo grabbing Grimmjow and our heavily injured protagonist, just powering his way through Grimmjow's ultimate attack for the finish.
over there,
Ichigo.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a solid 7 out of 10, bro.
versus Byakuya.
Yo, how many swords does he carry, bro? I know he got that black one. What is this big fat sword, bro? Pause.
見えてるって言ったろ。口木白夜。
Ichigo versus Byakuya is the climax that a great arc like the Soul Society arc deserved. It's got everything you want from a final boss fight. The hype is there for both fighters, the two having easily defeated multiple lieutenants and shown their power, and it coincides with Ichigo first unveiling his two most iconic abilities, his Getsuga Tensho and his Bankai. This is a fight with a lot of emotional stakes, good build-up and excellent pacing all throughout. Both also show off quite a bit of their powers, while we get more character build-up in the form of Ichigo's Hollow taking over the fight. Both fighters take their turn grabbing control of the momentum, and while the fight lasted quite a while, it never felt as if it's just pointless exchanges of my power counters yours, no, my power counters yours. As a total package, this fight had it all, and it's got one of the most glorious endings, with the two making one final charge after Ichigo fights out of his hollow form trying to take over.
I ain't gonna lie, that one was a solid 6 out of 10, bro. I'm sorry for rating these all low. If you got better moments that you want me to see, go ahead, drop them down below.